still here at Student Action Summit in Tampa, Florida, and you've done, Lord only knows how many interviews.
We've done a few as well.
Yeah, we've done a lot. And so we're sitting here listening to that music. It's weird because you go into it, you're like, another interview, and then you hear the music.
Like, yeah.
And it's like,
I can do this. I got this.
I got to talk more. I got to talk. How are things, man? What's going on?
They are good. They are fantastic, man. But, here at this conference, this has been amazing. They've been running me ragged, but this is what we need to do, honestly. At the end of the day, we need to take back this culture, right? And so the work that we're putting, come on now, the work we're putting in is necessary.
Speaking about taking back the culture, with the nuclear family, we got a recently engaged man right here. How was that, dude? You did it on stage,
yes,
I saw.
Yes,
so
sir.
I barely missed it.
Did she know it was going to happen, or no? So she had no idea.
No clue.
Wow.
And that was the beauty of it. There was a lot of undercover things I was trying to do to make sure that she wouldn't find out, right?
Yeah.
I sent the ring off with one of my coworkers, and we named it Codename Sandwich, right? Yeah. And he sent me a text we were watching a movie, and he sent me a text saying the sandwich has arrived, and it popped up on the screen of the movie because I was playing it off my cell phone onto the main screen.
Yeah.
And she's like, the sandwich has arrived. I was like, just
I'm
food.
hungry. I'm hungry. Oh man, that's perfect. Yeah. And so
awesome.
how did you get her backstage and everything without her figuring it out?
Well, no, we didn't get her backstage. I was backstage. Usually we're always together and everywhere we go and everything we do, right? But at this particular time, at this particular moment, I was backstage because I was going to go onto the main stage and invite her up from the stands. She was in the front.
Right.
So I told her I'll be back there, and we got to do some things. I got to do some things with Charlie, so don't mind me. And she's like, okay, well, I'll give you some time. And I came out on the main stage, and she was shocked, and I brought her up to sing happy birthday because she did suspect something was going on at that point.
So it was her birthday as well. Okay, got it.
So I disguised it as me bringing her on stage. I'm just going to sing you happy birthday and have the crowd do something. Come on now, I know what I'm doing now. So after a while, I started talking and give a little monologue after the happy birthday, and then she started figuring things out. And then when I dropped to one knee, she knew exactly what it was, and it was fantastic.
It's pretty hard to mess that up. What it is once you go down to the knee kind of thing.
Hopefully she's figured that out. She knows what's happening.
Well, that's great, man. Congratulations. I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
So you came out to hang out with us a while ago. Did you know you were going to do it when you visited us? Or did you decide after? Did you already have it in your mind that you were going to propose?
I had it in my mind. I hadn't planned it all out yet.
Okay.
There was so much that needed to go into it, and I didn't exactly know how I was going to get down. But
because naturally I made it about me.
Yes,
and I was
That's okay.
I was like, I just saw the guy. He didn't mention anything about it. I was like, what in the world?
I wasn't 100% at that time.
Okay. Then me and Alyssa convinced Steven that he needed to get married.
Thank you, Alyssa.
That's what I'm going to say in my mind from now on. I am responsible.
Hey, dude, I was there to take photos for them.
I know, and Zach was there too.
No, they didn't tell me about it. I get there, and they're like, oh, you must be here for the engagement. And I'm like, what engagement?
You know what? Hey, man, the Dear America crew, making dreams happen. Capturing moments.
It's because of us, guys.
In real life. Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right. We got to talk about serious stuff now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's all we talk about is serious stuff.
Clearly.
Let's talk about black people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But seriously, let's talk about things that are going on in America right now. Okay, so we're seeing the economy in shambles.
Oh, man.
We're seeing all this stuff, and the people that are being affected the most are your lower income families, your impoverished neighborhoods, etc., which unfortunately does impact a lot of black America.
Yep.
So talk to me about that. I know that you have, obviously you have family, you come from all these things.
Yep.
Talk to me about what is Joe Biden's economy doing to, the impoverished communities that we have in our societies?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely not. See, it's a typical thing that the left does, right? They promote every 2 to 4 years. Look, we're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. We're going to uphold you. We're going to stand behind you. No, they don't. They don't at all. They promise a lot of things. Of course, they're going to do that. But at the end of the day, they never deliver. And at the end of the day, we are not some subgroup of America. We are Americans. So just do for America. Do for America. That's all we ask, right?
Yeah.
And you look at the situation. Of course, they're still going to promise things, and they perpetuate the state of fear as well when it comes to the black community. That's how they keep us ensconced in, they keep us ensconced in fear, and that's how they keep us enslaved, I'll say. Right? They keep us on a Democrat plantation.
Yeah, you can say that. I can't say that.
Yeah, Graham did not say that.
For those listening on audio, Stephen identifies as a black man. And so, for those of you watching, it makes more sense. So I just wanted to get that out there really quick.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Yeah.
Graham Allen did not say. That's all I need.
Said it. Yes, Stephen Davis said it. Definitely.
Okay. All right. So yes, I agree. I always say that we don't need the government to help us. We need the government to get out of our way. And because I'm not under this illusion that black people need saving. They don't need saving, just like Hispanic cultures don't need saving. Just get out of the way.
That's it.
Stop dangling this carrot that the government's going to give you all this money and do all this stuff, and just let people do what they do, which is take care of themselves and their own.
How about that for an idea? I mean, you look at the advent when welfare came into the picture. You see the decline of the black family. They told basically welfare said. I always say there's two things that tore down the black community. It's welfare and feminism, right?
Okay.
Welfare said get that man out of the home.
Right.
And we'll give you that money, right? Do you want this money? We'll get that black man out of the home. And then feminism said, you don't need a man in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay? You are good all by yourself, all that type of mantra. And now, as you see, the denigration of the black family. But when it comes to big government policy is what has been tearing down the black community for far too long.
Yeah.
So we do need the government to get out of the way. You're not helping by giving more money, just reparations, what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Every 2 to 4 years, they bring up reparations, daggone it. That's not going to do anything for the black community. We need the black community to do for ourselves. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need to be able to look at ourselves and be like, you know what? We need to do better. Why do we need to do better? Because look at when it comes to education, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. When it comes to median income, we're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
That's because of us. That's not because of any other type of person or any other demographic or whatever. This is because of us.
Yeah.
So we need to get out of our own way to lift ourselves up out of abject poverty, do something about the hood, right? Because the hood's a huge issue at this point in time.
Yeah.
Right? We need to do a better job with holding ourselves to a higher standard and do better for ourselves. That's what we need to do at the end of the day.
All right, we have recently had some huge wins for truth in the American family. It feels like the pendulum may be swinging back to that time of great American values, and the center of that change has to be the family. Your family. Ronald Reagan once said, all great change in America starts at the dinner table. There's no company doing more to help you bring your family and friends to the table than Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers delivers a 100% American meat experience to your door. They guarantee you meat that is born, raised, and harvested here in the U.S. so that you know where it comes from and who you are supporting. You're already buying meat, so why not buy in the way that strengthens the American farm? Your country and taste buds will thank you. Not only that, I personally eat it all the time. It is a mainstay at my house, and we use it and eat it just about every single day. Make sure to use my code GRAHAM, that's GRAHAM, to get $30 off your order. Plus, get free express shipping. You can make gatherings at the table common again with Good Ranchers. Take advantage of this offer before it's gone. Go to goodranchers.com/Graham to start bringing people to the table, creating change in America, and eating seriously delicious food from Good Ranchers. So on that, here's something that I'm literally throwing this out for the first time. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with Black America. Mm-hmm. I have a problem with Hispanic America, white America.
Right.
I have a problem with woke black people. I have a problem with woke Hispanic people.
Come on.
I have a problem with woke gay people. I have a problem with woke white people.
Yeah.
I have
So
a problem.
woke people in general.
Yeah, woke culture is what I actually have a problem with. And so now that you're here, I actually want to pick your brain a little bit. So literally not too long ago, I was at a church service, and Father's Day just happened to fall this year on Juneteenth.
You got it.
And so I want to tell you what happened, what I felt, and then I would love to hear your thoughts about it, whether you agree, disagree, just honest opinions. So get to the church, all right? It's Father's Day, okay? The Sunday before, pastors challenged dads, all right? Challenged them. Be the spiritual leaders of your home. Be the head of your household. Don't take Sunday off because it's Father's Day and drink a beer and all that other stuff. Yeah. Bring your family to church because it's our job as the head of the households, right? So we were challenged. True. Okay, we show up. All right, we show up, and I wasn't expecting like, oh, dads, all this other kind of stuff. But I mean, you got dudes, especially black fathers, that maybe they got some kind of criminal past.
Right.
Maybe their family's falling apart, or maybe their children are involved in things. You got guys that are literally like dragging themselves and their family into church by the skin of their teeth, man. They are just longing for something, some kind of something. When I tell you that this church, maybe 10 seconds at the beginning, it was like, dads, we just want to say, we love you guys, Dad, and da-da-da-da-da. Happy Father's Day. Oh, by the way, tonight we're having a Juneteenth celebration. We're grilling out. We're giving away prizes, blah, 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 blah. And they go on for 5 minutes. Anyway, fast forward through the whole sermon. There's no talk about fathers at all in the sermon. And then at the end, they talk about the Juneteenth celebration again. And then when I tell you, Stephen, the whole crowd got, like, you could hear a pin drop in the thing because it was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable that the campus pastor had to come out and basically say, hey, guys, if some of you are, like, feeling weird about this or blah, 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 you're the exact people that need to be here tonight, basically because you're racist, kind of thing. So here's the problem I had with it after I tell you that story. I don't have a problem with Juneteenth.
Right.
I get it. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's not actual Independence Day.
Right.
But I understand the cultural relevance of Juneteenth. I get it. Do I think that it's being used as an active effort to diminish the 4th of July? I believe that to be so. Here's the problem I had with it. You know what actually goes across all races? Fathers. You know what actually doesn't see a skin color? Fatherhood.
Come on.
And they had an opportunity to not be political and not be racist in the church, but that's exactly what they did. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about that.
Yeah, one thing. First, it's unbelievable that fathers are not given their just due. All right, we have such a monumental responsibility on our back as fathers, right? As the leaders of the home, not only leaders of the home, but leaders of society, and cultures rise and fall on the backs of men, right? If we are weak-minded men, given into licentiousness, cultures will typically fall. Societies will fall. Empires will fall. If we're strong, if we're robust. I mean, look at World War II. Those were 17-year-old, 18-year-old kids are men standing up for what's right and going out. I'm going to stand for my daggone country. I'm going to stand on principle. I'm going to stand for my fellow man. And they go out there and give their lives as men. That's what men are. But you look at it now and, Father's Day is relegated to getting a tie. Get a tie. What I'm saying? Good job, Dad.
I don't even like ties.
You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. So I hate the fact that manhood has been denigrated, toxic masculinity. You hear all these different concepts that are denigrating to manhood and fatherhood as a whole, and it's ridiculous and it's sad that this is happening. But you can see the downfall of culture due to this fact, right? You see fathers missing out of the home What happens to the home? What happens to the child? Usually the child is, growing up in some type of bad situation where they turn to crime or they turn to drugs. Or
it's a generational cycle that keeps going on and on and on.
You got it. So there's a horrible thing that's going on when it comes to manhood and when it comes to fatherhood. We're denigrated as men. We're denigrated as fathers. We're acted as if we're unimportant. Then when it comes to Juneteenth, like you said, my issue with Juneteenth, especially when it comes to this church, you are promoting this now. Juneteenth in and of itself is indeed a good thing. It's a great day.
Yeah, as a Black American, what just what does Juneteenth mean to you as a Black American?
Well, it was the liberation of slaves. So in Texas.
In Texas,
right.
yeah, they were the last ones to find out about it. Right, yeah,
right, and that's a worthy thing to celebrate. However, what is being the left takes every situation, they use it as a weapon, right? To beat us about the head, when it comes to us Americans, us patriot-loving Americans, they beat us up the head when it comes to these different holidays that they try to use to divide America and Americans, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Juneteenth is. They use it to divide America and say, hey, Black people, this is your new Independence Day.
This is your actual Independence Day.
Yes. Don't celebrate what the rest of you are a section, right? You're just a section of America, and I hate that.
Yeah, but see, even that, it doesn't make sense to me, and here's why. Because if that's the case, and that's the argument, okay, let's go with the argument. Well, okay, every Americans weren't free when the Declaration of Independence was formed, which is a fact. I mean, that is a fact. Yeah. Okay, well then, wouldn't it be the 13th
Amendment?
Yeah,
yes,
wouldn't that be the day? Yes. Even if it took forever for the Black Americans in Texas to find out about it, wouldn't it actually be? It's like us with July 4th. July 4th isn't when we won the Revolutionary War. That's just when we said, you know what, we're over this crap. We're declaring our independence.
Right.
We didn't actually get our independence then.
Truth.
And so that's the issue that I have is if we're going to celebrate every single occasion ever, well then just go ahead every single day on the calendar year, and there'll be 27 different events that have happened on those days every single year. How many more things are we going to add to this stuff? To me, and again, so I'm glad you're on here. I'd love your opinions on this. Yeah. Juneteenth doesn't happen without July 4th. And so, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what gets me. It's like I understand the cultural relevance.
Yeah.
I understand the stains that America had in the beginning. However, if it wasn't for that Constitution, that Declaration, the original one that promotes disagreements and arguments to be had, protects that freedom, there would be no end of slavery. There would be no nothing. All that started with arguments and disagreements about things, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, we got a guest in the booth. Victor Morris is here.
I'm scared. I'm scared of this man. If there's one man in the world I'm scared of, it is this man here.
That's the great thing about SAS, man. You never know he's just going to bust into the booth.
That was awesome.
All right, guys, let's be honest. Wireless service providers suck. Yes, that's what I said. They suck. I made the switch from AT&T, and I'll be honest, like a lot of you, I was a little nervous the first time thinking, is the coverage really going to be that good, etc. Let me tell you something. Pure Talk is the real deal. So much so, we're working right now to switch the entire company over to Pure Talk as we speak, because we are tired of giving our money to companies that spit in the face of our values. Stop paying greedy wireless companies. Instead, support my guys over at Pure Talk, a company whose customer service is based in Georgia, just 2 hours away from us. A company whose CEO is a United States veteran, and a company that shares your values. All you got to do is go to puretalk.com, select a plan, then enter the promo code GRAHAM and save 50%. Yes, 50% off your first month. You can literally be switched over to Pure Talk services in less than 10 minutes. All you got to do is go to puretalk.com and enter the promo code GRAHAM. That's puretalk.com, promo code Graham. All right. Anyway, I mean, and again, I'm open to hearing everybody's thoughts, and I realize cultural relevance is real.
Okay. Yeah.
But to me, again, nothing that we have as Americans happens without the original documents that were declared and put out on July 4th. I mean, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
You are 100% correct. However, if you want to divide America, this is what you do. This is the playbook that you stand by. You have separate things for separate groups of people, separate races to promote this tribalistic instinct. To go back to it's all about black people. Black people. This is the 4th of July wasn't for black people. No. You promote that. You see that being promoted all the time now, and it's absolutely denigrating to the United States of America, right? If you want cohesion as a group, this is not the way to go about it, right?
Yeah.
So this is what they do when it comes to the left. They pick good things and they corrupt it, and they say, hey, look, this is what you need to abide by. This is your new life now. This is your new God, if you will, right? So you have black people, they're like, okay, black people, you're not really about the United States of America, and they're not really about you, so this is what you subscribe to. You subscribe to this holiday now, right? And they promote that. Now, as a black person, I can't look at the 4th of July as anything significant. I have to look at Juneteenth as, right? Yeah. That's my new holiday. That's my new God, and I'm identified with that now. Yeah. And you see this happening down the line. You have this tribalistic instinct that the left always tries to promote, and this does nothing but divide America. And we have to do something about that and educate people.
It would seem like to me, because America is the most diverse country in the world. You know, we have Black History Month. We have so many other celebrations of all the different cultures that are here in our society. You know, even though I don't agree with it religiously, but you have Pride Month. You know, you have all these things, right? Because America, on the foundation of freedom, is supposed to be this melting pot of people, right? So, in my opinion, even if you're on the side, it's like, well, you know, technically I do agree more with the Juneteenth thing, because that's more when everybody was. Well, if we have all these months celebrating the different cultures and things within our society, can't we all just agree on this one day? You know, this one day as claiming America? Like at the end of the day, I get it. You're black, I'm white, this person's Hispanic, you know, this person's Asian, got it. But we're all supposed to be Americans, right? Like I understand we all have different cultures and we all have different ways that we do things and how we were brought up. But we're all supposed to, underneath a big old canopy, is supposed to be America. Yeah. So why is celebrating America such a bad thing?
I have no idea. It's so sad, actually. I mean, you look at it now, and you see, when it comes to the celebration of America, when it comes to those who celebrate America, it's typically us on the right? It's typically us on the right who are patriots. It's typically us on the right who fly the American flag. It's typically us on the right who, you know, have American flag hats and all this stuff, but, you know, celebrate the 4th of July. But when you look at it, we're called racist for doing so, right? We're terrible people for celebrating our nation, right? Celebrating our country, because when it comes to the left, you're not supposed to celebrate the country. You're supposed to celebrate, again, the tribalistic instincts. You're supposed to celebrate your culture first and foremost. You identify as black. You are black first. Before anything, you're black. You're white. You're this color. You're that color. That's what they want you to put first and foremost. So when it comes to us, we're promoting our country. We're saying, look, we stand together as Americans. We should stand together as Americans, and that's what's going to be better for the United States of America. That's what's going to further us and propel us into the future of success and prosperity. And the cohesion of our country is going to be beneficial for our future. The left looks at it and says, no, what's beneficial for our future is the blacks or the whites or this minority group or this intersectional group, right? And it does, it does nothing but promote tribalism. And when you have tribalism, you don't have cohesion. You have a bunch of different parts working against each other.
You know what's never good? When your nation's supposed authority on economic policy completely misses the flashing red lights of impending inflation. Now, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has finally admitted there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy that have boosted energy and food prices. and supply bottlenecks that affected our economy badly that I didn't at the time fully understand. Well, Janet, who did understand, that would be real Americans and the people who invested in gold and silver with Birch Gold Group. They're protecting your savings from a highly turbulent economy by diversifying their 401k or IRA into gold, physical gold. And it's not too late for you to take action now. Text the word Graham, that's GRAHAM, to 989898 and get a free info kit on diversifying and protecting your savings with precious metals. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews, and thousands of satisfied customers. Text the word Graham, that's GRAHAM, to 989898 for a free, no obligation info kit now. Yeah,
that's what we have.
See, in my opinion, the longevity of that, it doesn't work.
No.
Religion is a different thing. Religion, I mean, there's religions all over the world that live in countries and go about their business and things like that. But for a country like America, go to China, see how many black people are hanging around. Like I'm being, or white people. Like I'm serious. Like just go.
Tell the truth.
Is it 99.9% Chinese people? Did you guess that? Because that's the truth. But when you have America, if you put the culture first, as opposed to being America first, then I didn't even mean to do that. But you put I am an American first.
Yes.
It's never going to work because I, as a white dude who grew up in rural Mississippi. Now I had a broken home. I was taken out of my family, when I was growing up. But I still, white dude growing up in rural Mississippi. I'm never going to understand fully black culture ever. I'm never going to be able to get that, just like you're never 100% going to be able to get. Like my business partner, Jason, he's black, lives in Chicago. He was telling me like just minor cultural things that I never would have imagined in my life. He was like, he's like, one thing that white people do that'll get you hit in Chicago black culture. He was like, white people will be like, how much money I owe you? $60, and he'll go 20, 40, 60, and you'll throw it to somebody.
Oh no.
See, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing at all. But see, white people real quick, it'll just be like, okay, 20, 30, 40, all right, there you go, bam. Jason's like, black culture, you gotta roll it nicely and you hand it to another black person. See, but that's what I mean. Like that's just differences in culture that we're never going to know all that stuff.
No.
But that's what I mean. If you put that first above an American, then you are destined to have problems with everybody for the rest of your life.
Well, that's what they want. They want people to have problems with everyone. They want big government to be the solution to everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to different cultures, that's the beauty of culture, right?
Yeah.
It's so diverse. There's certain things that black people do that white people don't understand. There's things that white people do that black people don't understand. And it's like, you know what? It used to be where it's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're still going to come together. We're going to appreciate each other's cultures.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We're all equal people.
Yeah.
We're all equal beings.
Yes.
But we're different.
Exactly.
We're different
Who'da thunk it?
culturally. Like we are all, even though we are all equal under the eyes of God, which I 100% agree, we're all very different. Every single person. My wife is white. We are completely different people. I mean, like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I mean, like it's just like to me, it seems like to me, and again, I'd love your thoughts on this. It would seem like to me, and I'm actually quoting my business partner.
Let's go.
He's like, real racism no longer exists.
Right.
There's a very tiny fraction, but as far as like it even being remotely real racism is not there. And Jason's his name. He was telling me, he said, racism is, I have power over you, and because I don't like the color of your skin, I'm going to use that power to shun you out of things, or to abuse you, or to get you out of the way. That's real racism. We're confusing racism with preferences now. And so, like, Jason was telling me, he's married to a white woman, and he was telling me, and I'm curious, in your culture, if yours is the same experience.
Yeah.
He said the people that have a problem with him and his wife are black people.
Of course.
Is that true?
That's exactly it.
Interesting. That's so interesting to me.
There's been a lot of movies with this type of ideology, like Save the Last Dance. There's different films where it's always the black person who has a problem with the interracial relationship or interracial marriage, right?
Yeah.
We've sold out, apparently, right? We can't go outside of our race or unless we're considered a sellout, right? Which is asinine. It's absolutely, you know what? I find this person to be the best person for my future, right?
Yeah.
I can build a family around this person. I see greatness when it comes to me and this person's relationship, right? So that's what it's about, right? Me and my woman, because I'm in an interracial relationship as well, right?
Well, I know. That's why I brought it up.
Exactly. And I've been with black women. I've been with Hispanic women. It just so happened that this woman is white, right?
Yeah.
It's not the color of skin. I thought it was that one guy named Martin Luther King Jr., daggone it. Goodness gracious, that says the content of character. I have a dream. Thank you. Yeah. Content of character as opposed to color of skin. And I looked at my woman's character and I said, you know what, this is the type of person I need to be with. The content of her character is just astute. It's so great. It's so grand. This is what I want for my future.
Yeah.
I don't care about the color of skin. She can be wrapped in pink for all I care. I don't care. I care about the content of character. And if people can get back to that instead of saying, hey, especially when it comes to the black community, because again, you're called a sellout, right? Which is kind of interesting because they always say that when it comes to black conservatives, but when it comes to black liberals, right, who are dating outside of the race, they get a pass all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny how that works.
Well, I don't know a much better way to end it than on that kind of note right there.
There we go.
Stephen killing it as always. Stephen, real quick, where can people go to find out what you got going on and everything that you're doing?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram as Stephen Davis 1776. You can also find me on Twitter as Stephen D 1776 and on YouTube Stephen Davis 1776 as well.
I love it. Well, hey man, we love you. I'm excited about the wedding. I'm pumped. Congratulations. This has been a really cool thing. We need to do it where we can have a little more time.
Yes.
We'll get you back on the show.
But as always, man, we love what you do. We love you. Thank you for coming on the show. That's all we have for this episode of the Dear America podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you all again next time.